Okay, we're ready. First question, please.
G'day, Craig. It's Roy here, mate. Just keen to know how the guys are looking this week heading into the game. How have they handled another week away from home?
Yeah, it was probably a bit easier this week, obviously, with without the travel in the middle of the week. So had a little bit more time, to relax, I suppose. We got a bit of a trip tomorrow going up to Townsville, but like obviously there's it's a bit different for everybody, really. Some got their families up, most haven't, to be quite honest. So but like I said, I'm not quite sure how long we're here. So basically, our mentality is, wherever we're here, we need to, do what we need to do to prepare well for the game on the weekend. And boys have been handling that pretty good.
How's Ryan Papenhuyzen looking, and is there much prospect we see him tomorrow, or is he still a week away?
We should be able to see him tomorrow. At this stage, he'll play. So it's obviously been a long time coming, and but obviously it was a nasty tackle he copped there at in the Magic round, and as I said, it's been a long wait, but we just wanted to be safe rather than sorry. So at this stage he'll be right to play tomorrow night.
Craig, obviously, given the form of Nicho Hynes, how are you sort of working through how you're going to fit them both in, and how do you think that's going to work when they're both up and running?
Oh yeah, we've got a little plan for tomorrow night. So again, that might change depending on how the game goes, injuries and whatever happen during the game. So like I say, we've got a plan, and we'll hopefully get a chance to put that into operation, and we'll just see how it goes.
Craig, Jacob from Channel 10 here. No Val Holmes and now no Hamiso for the Cowboys. What do you make of those losses for them?
Yeah, well, they're obviously, Val's obviously a wonderfully experienced player. Besides being a great player, he's obviously an Origin player. The Hammer is too now, obviously. So obviously, what they'll probably miss from them is certainly with Valentine, the experience, and his pace, but also, the Hammers can score a try from anywhere. So obviously very, very dangerous. But having said that, their outside backs are probably different players, to be quite honest. I don't know whether they'll put Drinky to fullback, or what they're going to do there to replace the Hammer. But all their other outside backs are big bodies, and so we'll know that we'll have to defend well. We need our contact to be spot on if for us to to hold those big outside backs. So again, like I say, I'm not quite sure what the makeup of their team will be with the Hammer out, but like you say, it's a shame for the Cowboys, but it's also I suppose a shame for the game. Those sort of players everyone loves watching. Probably not so much me as an opposition coach, but like I say, the pace he's got and the anticipation, and his know-how to get to the try line is is great for the game. And unfortunately, he won't be playing tomorrow night.
Craig, there's a little bit of talk that Brisbane have put a line through Xavier Coates for the rest of the season. Have you made any inquiries, or are you interested in trying to potentially get him down for the back end of the season for you guys?
It's something that we've had a look at, but I don't know whether the Broncos will put a line through him or not, which would be, if they have, well, you'd think they wouldn't be against letting him go early. So so like I say, I'm not if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's not much we can do about it. It's up to the Broncos, what they do, and he's a contracted player with them for the rest of the year. So if they don't want to play him, they're well in their rights there. But it seems, like I say, it seems a little bit harsh, and I'm not quite sure what that does for Xavier's mental well-being if he's fit to play and he's not playing. So, but as I said, at the end of the day, that's the Broncos' decision, and they'll do what they think's right and what's right for them.
Yeah, Craig, Michael
you can
from
fit him?
Channel 9.
Sorry.
If you're able to get him, it's hard to think how you could make the Storm stronger. But what would he add, Xavier Coates, to the Melbourne Storm outfit?
He had a bit of obviously depth to our outside backs, and he had a bit of speed and a bit of size. So so like I say, but at the end of the day, we're not going to concern ourselves too much with something that's that might not happen or is unlikely to happen. So at the end of the day, we're not thinking too much about that.
Would you continue to pursue it? You still got a couple of weeks till that deadline closes. Continue to try and make it happen.
I personally probably won't. But a couple of other people in our club might. At the end of the day, my job is to concern myself with what we've got, not what we haven't got, or what we might get, or what we're going to get next year. At the end of the day, my job is to keep me focused on what's happening now.
Craig, just with Papenhuyzen again, with such a scary injury, have you spoken to him about sort of the mental side of coming back and making sure that he's not, hesitant at all when he's going in for tackles or runs or anything like that?
Oh, I think that's that's why it's taken so long for Paps to come back. We wanted to make sure that he's well and certainly well and truly over the symptoms that he was suffering. So basically he's been back in full training now for 2 or 3 weeks. So we've been patient. He's been patient, and like I say, he knows he knows what to expect tomorrow night. And like I say, he's prepared himself, and we've prepared him the best we can, and hopefully it'll work out that he can continue playing the rest of the year.
As a coach, how worried were you, while he was going through that recovery period, and it's been a long time?
Yeah, obviously, we didn't like him to see him go through that. As far as the footy play, we're obviously, we'd like to have him in our team, but the biggest thing was for his own well-being, physically and mentally, to be quite honest, because as I said, it was a serious injury, and so we were quite concerned about where he was going to be, as a person, more so than as a player. So we got the first bit right, and then we've sort of basically worked on the second bit.
Craig, do we take from that you're just going to ease him back in then off the bench? There's no chance of starting it?
As I said, we've got a plan for tomorrow night, and hopefully, that plan will work out, the way we want to do it. But he certainly won't be playing 80 minutes.
So you could start him there by the sounds of it.
You do.
Craig, what about Finucane? What about Dale Finucane, mate? Where do you stand with him? A player you've said would be probably the first one you'd pick in your side. Have you got him, or haven't you got him? And where will the dominoes fall with the horse trading as far as he's concerned? Yeah, well, again, that's still a work in progress, obviously, and nothing's really changed there certainly as far as I'm concerned. He's the first guy we pick every week. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, we've given him a rest this week. He's been through an origin period, and it's been fairly hectic, obviously, with the origin and also moving up here and whatever. So we're going to give him a rest next week, this week, sorry. But yeah, like I say, I'm not quite sure exactly where it is, but it's probably not looking too great for us, to be quite honest. But at the end of the day, we'll hang in there until the end. As I said, there's, we'd love to keep him at the club without a doubt. That's, there's no
divide the opinion on that at all here. It's just, putting the dots together, I suppose, as far as figures and whatever. So, as I said, hopefully we can find a way to keep him.
Craig, how big a loss would he be then if he does go to another club, given he is your first player picked each week?
I don't know how you measure it in, how big a loss. I don't think we've lost too many. I suppose going to, Greg Inglis, Cooper Cronk. I can't think of too many other players that, we've wanted to keep more than Dale, and if he does lose, so I'd put him up there in that sort of category. I don't know how you measure losing the player, but it'll be a great loss on and off the field, to be quite honest.
Craig, obviously, earlier this week there was some vision of Brandon Smith. This is the big talking point of the week: putting rocks in your bag. Have you had revenge on him yet? And if not, what is coming?
No, it's a little bit early yet, so you can expect it when you least expect it. So we'll just leave that one in the bag at the moment. Excuse the pun.
Craig, each year there's Craig. Each year there's some sort of. Sorry, Craig. Each year there's a bit of a race towards the signing deadline for contending teams to bring in blokes and whatever. But are you comfy that teams can bring in such high caliber guys as a Tavita Pangai Jr. or whoever this late in the season? Would you prefer if it was earlier that they could finish off rosters?
With all due respect, I haven't really got a great opinion on that. That's not my area. To make the decision whether players can move from club to club. In what time frame, or as you say, high profile players. At the end of the day, that's for the NRL to decide. And I'll leave that with them.
All good, guys?
Yep.
Thanks, Craig. Cheers.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Paul.